Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 128. So far this time I'm still looking at the C++ free code camp video and everything, and so far this time the video focused on closing in on private inheritance and also on resurrecting members back in the scope. So far with these two, again, this is still in the inheritance category, so like I said, a lot of these examples are long and really terrible from the video, so basically I'll show the code and then just try to like explain the best I can. But so far for this, I'm going to go ahead and just try to explain really what closing in on private inheritance is real quick. Then I'll go ahead and show the code and all that. So I'll go ahead and just explain it real quick. Okay, so far I'm here in Krita, and like I basically made a diagram to try to explain like closing on private inheritance the best I could, because the video really is kind of all over the place with this example. So basically it's like we have our base class here, the parent class and everything, and inside of it we have public, protected, and private. So far it could be functions, member variables, like whatever, just again they're just set to public, protected, and private. Then we create a child. We'll call this class child 1, and basically it inherits everything privately from the parent. So basically the syntax of it will be class child 1, then colon, then private parent. So that's how it inherits everything privately from the parent. And with that, it will turn everything private. So public in the parent will become private inside of child 1. Everything protected in the parent will become private in child 1. And everything private becomes private in child 1. The main thing I think I got from the video is, again, the public and protected, these two become private stuff over here. But the private becomes another private, but only the base parent can access this, and that's it. As far as I know, you can still use setters and getters and everything to like access all this and everything. But the problem basically comes down to if you make another class and make that, new child inherit everything from the original child. So basically, we make another class, which is the child of a child. And with that, again, it publicly inherits everything. So we just basic syntax would be class child, which is this class right here. It publicly inherits everything from child 1. So it'll be this class and everything over here. And based with this, again, everything will still stay private no matter what. It'll still be private becomes private, private is private, and private is still private. But basically, the whole thing I think the video was saying is this original private and everything here in the base parent, once it's inherited over to the first child, again, you can still use setters and getters and everything and stuff as well. I'm pretty sure to still access it. But when you try to inherit it again, so that child has a child of its own, then this cannot access this private whatsoever. It still only belongs to the parent over here, and that is it. So this last private, it still only have access by the base parent. The child of the child can't access it at all. I don't even think through like setters and getters, they still can't access it. That I'm pretty much sure what the video was trying to say. Just basically saying if you use the private inheritance, then it just, gets very complicated. If you try to like have other classes inherit more stuff and everything, it just gets more and more complicated. So that's like the main thing I think the video was saying. I just made this diagram, try to explain it the best I could, because just saying it without a visual, even then, I still don't think I got it 100% right, or I think I'm understanding it enough. Just again, the original private will stay private when you inherit it privately. Then when that tries to, be the parent of another class, that same private will still only belong to the base parent, and just the other person can't gain access to it. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Still not 100% sure, but I'll go ahead and just show the code and everything and stuff like that too. So in main, we got nothing here. Got a person.h file. So we're again just slowly scroll through it and everything, so you can just like copy it if you need to. A person.cpp file. An engineer.h file. engineer.cpp file, civil engineer.h file, and a civil engineer.cpp file. So yeah, basically again with this, just like person, this is the header file and everything too, has the setters and getters and everything. And basically it's all the base stuff set up and all that. Engineer, this is basically child 1, so we make sure we inherit it privately, inherits everything privately from person. And then basically again, just jumping over to the civil engineer, it inherits everything publicly from engineer. And basically with that, it's just showing that, like, again, the stuff I have here says doesn't work because engineer is private. We can't really use any of the functions and everything like get name, full name, age and everything and stuff like that. Even though there's like things over here and stuff as well, like we still can't get full name, age, because even if we try to get the address and everything and stuff here, will lead to like errors and everything because this is like private. Let me see what's private. Yeah, string im address is private. So again, that can't be transferred over to here. That will cause an error. Then we go over to the other one again. All these will cause an error and stuff too. So we can't pass over full name, get full name, or even the age. And basically just try to run it, just cause an error. Yeah, just saying string person get full name is private in its context inside of civil engineer.h. So basically again, that example was just showing that, yeah, just again, if it's private in the parent class, then inherited privately to the child's child won't be able to pass it forward because, you know, private and everything. Basically, the video just said it's just a terrible way to use this. They said at this point, you should have just used either protected or public and then made it private or something. So basically, this whole thing was just to show you doing this kind of a waste of time using the private inheritance. There might be use for it, but basically the video said it was kind of pointless. So that's really the whole thing there with that. So far, the other thing the video showed was something called Resurrecting members back in the scope. And basically, again, I'll go ahead and just show the code and everything, stuff like that too. So again, the main CPP file, the person.h file and everything. So I'll just go ahead and scroll down so you can just have all the stuff here. Then the person.cpp file, engineer.h. So I'll scroll back up top and then, like I said, just scroll down through it. Engineer.cpp, civil engineer.h, and civil engineer.cpp. Alright, so basically the whole thing with this and everything is like the using command. So this right here, the thing I always use like before my videos where it's like using namespace std. Basically this whole video just on matter of using the thing using or using. Weird, complicated to say, but basically here's what it is. Basically in this and everything, so person.h, this is the first class, the parent class and everything. We have the getters and everything here. So again, we have like string, get full name, get age, get address, things like that. And in the video, we also added stuff like to overload called int add and another int add. This one takes in 2 arguments, A and B, and the other one takes in 3 arguments, A, B, and C. But yeah, the whole thing with that is, again, this is the base parent. Then we go to engineer.h. This is child 1, basically. It inherits everything privately from person. And from here, basically, we're going to be using right here and everything to basically just like make these functions usable. So basically, we have public and everything, using. Then we say where we're getting the stuff from. So basically, the person, class, and there's the add function and everything too. That was in the header and everything. So this now here, add right there. And basically, we're just using, setting it to public, or we can use protected and use using the class where we're getting it from, and then the name of the functions. This makes it so all this stuff is usable. So the public and protected, all those functions and everything. So already the only one that isn't available, I don't think, is the private one that was here. So string im address. Yeah, so string im address, like that one isn't there, and so too there's get address, but I think that's a different thing entirely. Yeah, get address up here is in the getters and everything, so the thing in private that's not there, but basically anyway, we're using to allow this stuff in public and protected, and the person like in the original parent file to be used and everything. Then in civil engineer.h, we can use these as well. So far again, I had to like comment a bunch of stuff out, but like saying we can use the add function and everything stuff as well. Like things can work and all that. So far I can just run it just to see what happens. Probably won't yeah, so far I've run, so it shows there's no errors or anything and stuff here too and all that. Basically that's the whole thing right there. Just basically you can use using to be able to allow, like, even though you inherited everything privately, you can use using and then like resurrect these so they can be usable in the next child that, you know, this child's gonna be the parent of. Basically, again, the video said it's like a bad idea just to kind of like do it like this, because at this point you could have just used public or protected and then just set up setters and getters. But again, just showing this the thing you can do. It said it's not a good idea, but you can. Again, just a very long, convoluted way to just show this. So again, just show it off and everything and stuff too. Explained it the best I could. Like I said, all this inheritance stuff, the videos, they do not have the best examples, and the explanations are not the best in the world, but I'm still trying my best here. So that's really all. So to myself and everybody else, see you in the next one.